everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chelsea and I am here for a recommendation slash review video. And the books that I'm going to be talking about today are somewhat related to these and somewhat related to these. The books that I'm talking about are The Curse of the Sphinx and Demigods and Monsters, both by Raye Wagner, both amazing, amazing books. I received these books for review from Love and Dem Books booktube tours and from Raye Wagner, so thank you so much to both of them. There is going to be endless information linked down below, including a giveaway in order to win these, so if you're interested in that, click the link down below, because everything will be listed down there. Now you may be wondering why I'm comparing it to these books and to these books, and I will explain. Have no fear. Now if we pan right over here, we see the lovely Percy Jackson series, which has dominated booktube for how long now? A very long time. People love their Rick Riordan. So, how are these related to Curse of the Sphinx, you may ask? Well, these are Greek mythology, and Rick Riordan has kind of dominated the field of Greek mythology in middle grade and young adult, in the hearts of everybody. And this deals with the concept of demigods, which are kind of the children of a god who got it on with a human, and a demigod is the result of that, which appears in The Curse of the Sphinx. Hence why the sequel is called Demigods and Monsters. Now if we pan over here, we see the Firelight series by Sophie Jordan. How does this relate? Well, first of all, look at those covers. She fits right in with that half-face action going on right there. Also, these books are about people who can transform into dragons, which, I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? I personally would love to do that. But they are kind of forced to do it in secret, and society doesn't know about them, so hence, you know, they're hidden from society. They cannot let people know that they can do the shape-shifting thing. How does that relate to the series? Look at her. She's got some wings going on the cover and some golden eyes. This chick transforms into a sphinx, which, in case you didn't know, is kind of like human from the torso on up, and then she's got some lion legs and feet going on, and some wings. So, I mean, you can't go wrong there, you're covering all your bases. Have I built the intrigue for the series yet? I don't know. Let me tell you what it is about. This first book, we meet Hope, who has been on the run her entire life with her mom, both of which transform into a sphinx on the new moon, because they were cursed by Apollo from way back in their lineage. They're like great, I think it was actually just their grandmother, refused to fall in love with the god Apollo, and he cursed her and the rest of her offspring for generations to come that they will not fall in love or have a family with anybody but him, or they die. You know, the ultimate consequence. Hope and her mom have been on the run for a very long time, and she just wants to be a normal kid and wants to be able to make friends, but has this huge secret that she can't tell anybody. And in the beginning of the book, this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler, but I mean, you kind of hear about it from the get-go, her mom dies. So Hope is left on her own to try and navigate this terrifying world as a sphinx on her own. And have I mentioned the fact that there's these crazy monster things called Skia or Skaya? I don't know how to pronounce it, but these are kind of weird, sickly-looking half-type beings that are like the demigods from the underworld, from Hades. And their role is to come up and kill demigods in order to kind of keep the balance in the world. So they're kind of hunting her by default, even though she's not a demigod, she's a sphinx. They're terrifying, and they can kill the crap out of you. So in this book, we pretty much are just following Hope while she's trying to get through high school and try and not be found out, and of course there's going to be a love interest. We meet Athen. He is the hunky man who comes into the picture, and little does he know, he is assigned to hunt down the Sphinx and bring her back to his dad, Hermes, to escort her to the underworld. So as you can see, there is going to be some conflict in this relationship, but does that stop them? No. So, this book ends on somewhat of a cliffhanger. I'm not going to get into any spoilers, but that is pretty much the premise for the story of the first book. And obviously I'm not going to get too far in depth with this book because that would be spoiler city, because it's a sequel, but in this book we kind of are continuing to follow Hope as she is navigating the world on her own, and she pretty much just has to get answers on how to go about breaking this curse, because she wants to be a normal chick with a normal boyfriend and normal friends living the normal life. And in order to do that, she has to kind of infiltrate the demigod society and get some answers about Apollo in order to break this curse that he put on their family. So she gets introduced to a whole new set of characters, which I really like seeing in this book, and we're introduced to a new snarky bad boy potential love interest named Zan, who has an Irish accent, which is a-okay by me, and of course all of the other demigods, and she starts to learn about the demigod lifestyle and what they are going through from the inside. So she is doing some infiltrating and some research, and that's about as far as I'm gonna get as far as a non-spoilery synopsis of these books. So things that I loved about these books. Everything. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really know what to expect going into these, but I was pleasantly surprised by both of these books. I felt this one was a little bit slower than this one. By the end of this book, I am just making grabby hands for the third one, which is not even out yet. The writing is great, it's paced really well, it's very fast-paced, it reads like a typical YA, paranormal, supernatural thing. The one thing that I loved about these books was the fact that I really enjoy reading about paranormal or supernatural type story where there's supernatural characters that are living in society and the people know about it. I kind of think that the whole living in secret is an overdone thing that is starting to be not very realistic in a lot of YA. So the fact that the gods are around, that they never went away, that the myths are real, and that everybody in society knows the demigods walk among them, I just love that take on it. And that's about all I have to say about these. Pretty much nothing bad, only good stuff. I'm gonna highly recommend these. Definitely go down to enter the giveaway to try and win these if you want to get your hands on them, because they're great. Also, look at the covers. I mean, that's a pretty badass cover, and then look at him. Look at that smolder. So that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I hope I maybe piqued your interest on it. I certainly really enjoyed them, and again, thank you to Grace and thank you to Raye for sending them to me. I hope you guys are reading some amazing books, and I will see you guys in my next video.